today's Choice Spot, we are having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends, actually Marvel Legends series, Build-A-Figure Absorbing Man. We're looking at Superior Foes of Spider-Man, Marvel's Beetle. A female version of Beetle now surfaces as a Marvel Legends line, comes also with the other leg that we needed to put together Absorbing Man. Recommended for ages 4 and up, comes to us from the folks over at Hasbro. On one side, you've got the Beetle, on the other side, Speed Demon. And on the back, obsessed with personal glory, these super-powered anti-heroes fight for any team that gets them ahead. Down below, the other figures available are Edge of Spider-Verse, Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Morbius, Jack-O-Lantern, Venom, Beetle, and Speed Demon. Collect all 7 figures to build Absorbing Man. Collect all 6 figures to build Absorbing Man if you don't need the Wrecking Ball. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. However, when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Superior Foes of Spider-Man, the Beetle. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. First thing that we want to look at is the leg that comes with Beetle. It's the same leg that we got before. However, you'll see the socket on this leg is a little bit larger than the socket that was on the leg that comes or came with Jack-O-Lantern. Let's go ahead and add the leg here. Again, I'm not quite certain why they use such a large peg versus a small peg, other than just to tell you which leg goes on which socket. Go ahead and put the leg in place. And there you've got Absorbing Man. Well, at least the lower half of Absorbing Man. We still need the arms, we still need the head, and we still need the Wrecking Ball. It's going to be a good size figure, not overly big, mind you, but a good enough size to warrant the fact that this would be a Build-A-Figure. It's a far cry from, like the Hit Monkey or Jubilee. I'll move that out of the way. You would be correct to think that this figure does look like it's been reused from a previous figure. It looks like it's been reused from Wasp, right down to the same wings. Granted, the wings are now colored pink, but same sort of idea as what we saw with Wasp. Let's go ahead and peg the wings into place. Want to make sure, of course, we got them going the right way. Peg them on the one side, like that. And we can go ahead and spread the other wings. And we want to peg the other wings on the other side. At least, if they're going to be carrying over a figure, they carry over a pretty good figure as a whole, because the wings are a nice sculpt. Pinked, colored in pink versus I think it was the yellow on Wasp. A good range of articulation as well, a hinge on those wings. They also bend forward and back, and they also do swivel. So depending on how you want to have Beetle displayed, lots of different choices. The figure itself is pretty good. More of a dark green, almost the color of Gamora. The purple does a pretty good job, although it's not quite solid on all areas. Areas in the arm section, the bicep area, the areas of the hands, and I guess more notably the areas down by the lower legs. You can see a lot of the bleed through where you would see the green underneath. I love the color, but it's always questionable when they add extra paint over top. Sometimes you do see a little bit of that bleed through, and sadly that's the case here with Beetle. Face is good if you want to really call it a face or a mask than anything else. I would say that the costume, no fault of Marvel Legends, but the costume is kind of boring. I don't know, it just doesn't scream superhero to me. Kind of even looks like she's wearing lingerie in some strange way with these weird larger areas down below here. She's got pre-posed hands. She doesn't come with any other hands than the ones that you are currently seeing, but I mean, for a flying character, or really just for a figure that you want to put on display, closed fists get really boring really fast. So at least this is something different. And I think these hands also carried over from Scarlet Witch as well. I think my favorite part of this figure, to be honest, is the wings. And even then, that's not an original piece to this figure. I guess it's not, at the end of the day, something that I think is a horrible figure, but I just don't feel like there's a lot going on for it. I have to be really wowed, I think, when it comes to costume designs. I think the problem is looking at the design of the character and then looking at the figure that is based on the design. The figure based on the design is pretty good. I mean, I would not have any issues with the figure design, but it's based on a character design where the costume is just a little on the drabby side. I think really what elevates this particular figure is just the purple. I think the purple is really cool. If that was a flat purple, it would be really drabby. And of course, like I said, the wings are a nice touch too. When it comes to the articulation on Beetle, her head is on a ball joint, which also has a hinge joint right underneath as well. A hinge joint on the shoulders, full rotation back and forth. She has a bend in the elbow, which also allows the forearm to rotate. A rotation in the hand, which also allows the hand to hinge back and forth. She has an upper torso crunch, which really you can get a lot of different motions out of Beetle here by that really flexible ball joint. Finally, the legs are on a ball joint for themselves, a top thigh swivel cut on the thigh itself, double hinge knee, and a hinge and pivot point in the foot. It's always bound to happen when Spot has a look at a series of figures. Some figures I think are interesting. Speed Demon maybe is not a character I would gravitate a lot towards, but I think the figure was pretty cool. Jack-o'-lantern was a character I really liked, but the figure design was just okay. This, I think, is a figure that's pretty decent in the coloring and execution. It's just kind of based on a costume design I find is a little on the boring side. Today's Toy Spot, we were continuing our looks at the Hasbro Marvel Legends. We're looking today at the Absorbing Man Wave, the Beetle. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.